Thank you all for joining us today. I know we all lead busy lives, especially being in travel, and your time is valuable. So, really, from all of us at Europe Express and Ireland, thank you. Please note I am recording this webinar for educational purposes. After the presentation, we will add the recording to the Europe Express website located under Resources tab in the header. If you do have a client walk in or get a phone call, don't worry, you can always rewatch this later. If you have any questions anytime throughout the presentation, please go ahead and type it in the GoToWebinar module, and we will answer it at the end. If we do run out of time, we will send you a follow-up email to your question within 24 hours. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Rebecca Gonzer, who is our South Central Sales Manager. How are you doing, Rebecca?
Hi, Danielle. I'm doing great. And hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar on Ireland. I'm going to just go ahead and jump right in. My name is Rebecca Gonzer, as Danielle said, South Central Sales Manager, and today I have with me Virginia and Gina. Virginia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Virginia Goff. I'm Manager of Partnership Marketing and Industry Communications here for Tourism Ireland in New York City. And over to you, Gina.
Hi everybody, my name is Gina Biggins and I work for the business development team here in Fáilte, Ireland, and I'm actually located in the Galway office. And later on we're going to have Ray and Sean on live cam speaking about their product experience located in Ireland's ancient East.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for being here. And as Danielle said, we'll try and keep it to our time so you guys can get back out and booking. But let me start by introducing you to our team in the Seattle area office. These are the people you will work with every day to make your clients' travel dreams come true. From Iceland to Western Turkey, from Portugal to Scandinavia, these are the 22 countries that we serve and that a great majority of Americans choose for a leisure vacation to Europe. Since 1990, we have worked exclusively with travel advisors to create completely customizable European itineraries for both FIT and group travel. Our team here is comprised of knowledgeable, passionate, and well-traveled reservation specialists. They have either lived, worked, studied, and sometimes all three in countries throughout Europe. All of our groups are completely customizable and can be quoted at net or commission. And when your clients are traveling, our DMC in the Barcelona office is there in the same time zone to assist. For us, it's simple. There are no two itineraries alike. Our FIT itineraries are completely customizable. You can book the entire itinerary with us. You can also book select services. Our itineraries are fully commissionable, and you have the ability to add an agent markup. You can create an itinerary and book online with live inventory through our website, or you can call our Europe specialists 7 days a week. We also provide in-destination support through our Barcelona office in the same time zone as your clients during travel to help if they need it in case of an emergency or a situation. And as you know, we also offer customized itineraries from leisure to themed and from education to pre and post cruise, so we can handle all of your group needs. A group for us is going to be 10 or more adults traveling together. And again, groups can be quoted at net or with commission. You just let us know, and you can also add your own markup. What separates us from other suppliers is the ability to do multi-city and multi-country, and that we have an exceptional in-destination support. Now that you have a deeper understanding of how we work and you're ready to go out and book, how do we get started? First of all, you need to get registered. You can do this on our website by clicking a registration at the top. And once registered, you may access our custom quote builder form online and our easy-to-use booking engine. Our website also has valuable resources and services that are available to you at any time. You may always call us. Our FIT specialists are knowledgeable, well-traveled, and best of all, they are available 7 days a week. Our groups department is available Monday to Friday. And then please take a moment here to look at our outside sales team. We've got Dave on the West Coast. I'm here in South Central. Ryan on the Southeast, Stephanie on the Northeast, and then Joyce is our inside salesperson. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Virginia. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. As mentioned, my name is Virginia Goff. I would like to offer everyone a Céad Míle Fáilte, which in Gaelic means 100 welcomes, to our Europe Express Ireland webinar. Just before my colleague Gina begins, I'd like to give a little perspective on the size of Ireland. It's about the same size as Maine. However, over 40 million people in the U.S. claim some Irish ancestry, and we're really proud of that. Last year, we had a record year with 1.8 million visitors from North America, and that's nearly a 17% increase over the year before. So one way that Tourism Ireland can help you, you can always visit our website. We have a consumer website that's ireland.com, as well as a trade website, which is trade.ireland.com. There you can download brochures, sign up for newsletters, see sample itineraries. We also have an online photo library, and we also have a community page. As far as access goes, while Ireland is a very small country, we have excellent access, which is 5 hours flying time from the East Coast. We have direct service from 6 major airlines: Aer Lingus, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Ethiopian Airlines, United Airlines, and Norwegian. This year we saw 2 new direct service from Aer Lingus to Philadelphia, Aer Lingus to Philadelphia to Dublin, and Seattle to Dublin. And next year, American Airlines, will begin service from Dallas to Dublin, commencing in June, and Aer Lingus will start service Minneapolis to Dublin in July. Gateways with direct access to Ireland is now 18, and our growth is up 6% compared to the same period last year. So in New York, the U.S. seats during peak season next year will be 57,000 seats a week. So I'll pass this over to my colleague, Gina. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for that, Virginia. And a big hello to everybody stateside. As I introduced myself earlier on, my name is Gina Biggins, and I work within the business development team here in Fáilte, Ireland, located in the Galway office. Our team, however, is spread across the country, and we work side by side with the tourism businesses, building experiences and supporting our industry to develop the capability to grow international sales. And just a quick fun fact about tourism in Ireland: it's hugely important to our island, and it employs 1 in every 10 people on our island. It's the biggest indigenous service industry, with over 220,000 people currently employed. So why Ireland? Why come visit us? Well, simply put, it's because we're a unique island on the edge of Europe. We're easy to reach and to explore. You can see on my screen here all of the airports that we have dotted around every corner of our island. And some other attributes, obviously, that relate to Ireland, and something that we're hugely proud of, is because we are located at the edge of Europe, we have been long recognised for the beauty of our landscape and seascapes, the buzz of our cities, and the spirited warmth of our own people. But now visitors are coming for our food and our drink too, thanks to our mild climate, our clean seas, our fertile soil, and obviously, yes, our rain too. Your clients will taste some of the best raw ingredients in the world. An initiative, something that we do try and promote and we're hugely proud of as well, is the farm to fork. It's where we can trace the beef, on your plate back to the farm in which it was reared. Another thing that's a proud milestone for us is we've been voted one of the friendliest nations in the world. And also in this day and age, something that's usually important to visitors is we are perceived as a very safe destination to travel to. So just up on our screens now are our 3 program brands. We've developed these brands named Dublin Surprising by Nature, Ireland's Ancient East, and the Wild Atlantic Way. Each of these brands reflects a distinctive yet complementary experience proposition for your clients as they visit the different parts of our island's geography. I'm just going to run quickly through Dublin Surprising by Nature. There's more to Dublin than the compact city that it's known for. Many know Dublin for its great literary and music heritage, along with obviously its colourful political history spanning over 1,000 years. But it also has mountains and coastlines of picturesque villages such as Dalkey, and beaches and harbours that span approximately 16 miles long, all of which are accessible within 10 to 20 minutes of the city centre for visitors to explore and to get up close and and to meet the locals. In other words, what I'm trying to say is Dublin is a city, but more than just a city. It's nestled alongside the mountains and the sea, and it provides an experience not found in other cities. And I just want to mention one product experience that's new to Dublin city centre. It's Epic Irish Immigration Museum. I know you see the word museum there, and some people might be like, okay, Tina, we'll move on now. But I promise you, it's a hugely different experience than your regular museum. It's an interactive experience, and it's the world's first fully digital museum. It guides you on a journey to discover the stories of Irish immigration around the world, from the early times to the modern day. At Epic, you'll step through 20 themed galleries to find out why people left, how come they had to leave, and see how they influenced the world they found, and experience the connection between their descendants and Ireland today. So moving on to my second brand is the Wild Atlantic Way. In case you haven't heard of it, it's the longest defined coastal touring route in the world, stretching from Donegal in the northern geography to Kinsale in County Cork. The route hugs the Atlantic's coastline, some 1,500 miles long, and it's designed to help your visitors explore, getting up close and personal to the communities and people who live the Wild Atlantic way of life. And this is just one product located on the Wild Atlantic Way, and this is the Sleegleave Cliffs, which is located in Donegal. It's Ireland's ultimate sea cliff experience, and it's a signature point, which is a must-see element on the Wild Atlantic Way coastal touring route. Sleegleave is a place of sacred Christian pilgrimage and a rich Irish heritage surrounded by great Irish culture. And it has a title that not even the cliffs of Moher have. Sleegleave are the highest accessible sea cliffs in Europe. They rise over 600 metres above the ocean below, and it's a great alternative to the cliffs of Moher as they're not experiencing the capacity issues that sometimes the cliffs might. So moving on to my third brand, which is Ireland's Ancient East, which covers the area outside of Dublin and east of the River Shannon. Here we try to promote over 5,000 years of history in lush green landscapes with tales told by the best storytellers in the world, giving you memories to last a lifetime. And I just want to show you a quick video of Ireland's Ancient East. I hope that got you all excited about Ireland's Ancient East, and I'm going to run through some product experiences available in this area, and then I will introduce a further 2 Ireland's Ancient East experiences participating in this webinar. So this is Hook Lighthouse. It's located in County Wexford, and it's over 800 years old, and it's the oldest working, fully operational lighthouse in the world. And here you can relax by the sea and keep an eye out for seals, dolphins, and would you believe it, even a few whales have been splashed off the coast. This is Lullymore Heritage Park, and this experience begins with a walking tour of the park surrounded by woodland. Then, followed by a visit to the Peatland exhibition, the group is asked to take part in some traditional turf cutting, and then the tour finishes with a trip to the Peatland Heritage Railway. The groups and visitors can then also avail of a tea and scone on the bog after their hard day's turf cutting. And moving on then to Powerscourt Estate in County Wicklow, you can experience and enjoy a short introductory film to Powerscourt with an audio tour of its gardens narrated personally by its family's owners over the past 400 years. This Powerscourt Estate and Gardens were actually voted the third best gardens in the world. And Titanic Experience location in Cove in County Cork is the home to the original White Star Line ticket office and the departure point for many of White Star Line passengers. Here you check in at reception and you let the tour guys there tell you the story of the 123 passengers. Huntington Castle is located in County Carlow, originally built as a military garrison in 1625. Uniquely, it's actually still home to the same family that built the castle, and a family member will always conduct you on the fascinating guided tour to reveal all the secrets and the stories of this beautiful castle, which includes, spoiler alert, it includes an Egyptian temple in their dungeon. And not all of us can say we have one of those in our house. So those are a few of the experiences along Ireland's ancient east, and obviously I've mentioned the other two brands as well. But I'd like to also highlight what Fáilte Ireland can do to help you program Ireland and to sell Ireland that bit more. We can offer advice on ground handlers and destination management company partners, online buyer tools, directory of saleable experiences, and pre-qualified supplier introductions. And here I have listed some sales tools available as well. Pretty much to me, these books are the Bible of Ireland, that one-stop shop of our country broken down by the brands that I've mentioned here today. And just one final thing before I hand you over to our Irish industry is I would like to mention Ireland's content pool. It's a new centralised online library of free promotional images and videos and other marketing assets as well that are home to over 27,000 assets of these images and videos, which is a truly amazing tool for you to access, and it's free access as well. All you have to do is just request access there in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and then you're set up and you're free to download and access those images and videos until your heart's content, until your desktop is full of Ireland images. So thanks so much for your attention and listening to me over the last 10 minutes. I'd now like to hand you over to Mount Congreve, to Ray Sinnott, the estate manager. Over to you, Ray.
Thanks, Gina, and thanks for the opportunity. Hello, everybody. I'm Ray Sinnott from Mount Congreve Gardens, and we're located in Waterford City, which is in the southeast of Ireland's ancient east. Now, just to tell you a little bit about the gardens, we're 70 acres of gardens spread out with 16 kilometres of pathways, and it was developed by the late Ambrose Congreve, who passed away in 2011, aged 104, and he maintained that his longevity was due to the gardens. Now, we have the largest collection of plants in Ireland, laid out, as I said, over the 16 kilometres of pathways, so there's something to see in all seasons for all walks of life and people who are interested in gardens or just coming outside to enjoy a bit of nature. And we have guided tours for all levels of interest in horticulture, and we also have guided tours just for people who want to walk around and learn a little of the history of the place or some of the stories from the workers. Some of the workers we have here are second and generation, and they still maintain and keep the knowledge that they've had and they've learned here over, that's been passed down. Now, one of the things is that the Congreves were part of Waterford City Life for centuries, and there's just fascinating stories that they have, and there's many treasures that are hidden within the gardens that tell some of those stories, like their pagoda from the connection they had with the Chinese market and different things like that. Now, lately we've added a cafe down in our yard where you can get produce from the wall gardens, which is, you can't get any fresher than that, you can't get any more natural than that. And I'd hope that when you come in here that you would find out something that you could see, something that you might enjoy. There's something in all parts of it for people to enjoy all the time. Now, another thing I should probably mention is that Mr. Congreve's wife was an American lady. This may have also added to his longevity. I don't know. But it is something that we then hope that you can come here and enjoy. As I mentioned, there's guided tours for all different levels, anything from 40-minute walk to a 2 or 3 hour walk with lessons involved for horticultural enthusiasts. We'll go all the way back as far as you want. The curator here he's an incredibly guy. He really is, to the point of eccentricity, the amount that he knows about all the plants that we have. So I'd hope that we could welcome you and look forward to seeing you perhaps next year and beyond. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Ray. Thank you so much for that. And now I'd like to hand you over to Sean from the Dunbrody Famine Ship. Over to you, Sean.
Thanks, and hi everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Connick. I'm the Chief Executive of the John F. Kennedy Trust. We're based in New Ross in County Wexford, just 30 minutes up the road from Ray in the Mount Congreve Garden, and we operate the Dunbrody Famine Ship Experience and the Kennedy Homestead. The project I'm going to talk to you today is about the Dunbrody Famine Ship, and your experience really begins there when you arrive on the quayside in New Ross. When you get from the bus or the car, there's a plaza area which houses the Irish emigrant flame, and that's a must-have photograph when you visit to Ireland. At the flame burns in commemoration of all the many millions of Irish people who have emigrated to the various parts of the world, and it burns 24 hours right across the year. The flame was lit from John F. Kennedy's gravesite in Arlington Cemetery, and it was actually lit by his daughter Caroline, his sister Jean Kennedy Smith, and of course the Taoiseach of the day in 2013, Enda Kenny. So we're very proud of that attraction on the quayside. You're then taken inside the visitor centre where you're met by a tour guide who gives you a ticket, a replica ticket of the tickets that were available through the Graves shipping company at the time, and they bring you down the quayside, a replicated quayside from 1849, before taking you through the ticket office and into an audio-visual presentation that sets the context and background to the reason for the emigration and why so many people left Ireland during that period of time. You're then brought on board the ship, and again, the tour guide here takes you through the challenge that people faced as they travelled. On a short journey, it was 6 weeks, but usually it lasted anything from 8 to 10 weeks, depending on the weather. And that journey and the perils of that journey and the challenges that people faced is explained. You're then brought below deck and you meet two role players who take you through the lives and history of two passengers on the ship. This is a very interactive experience and a very emotional experience for some people as well. And following the role playing and the acting, you're then given some time to explore the ship itself, wander around the decks and have a look at the ship, and then take some photographs. And when you leave the ship, you walk through the Irish America Hall of Fame. We like to say in New Ross that we like to commemorate the many people who were unsuccessful and died tragically on the voyages, but at the same time celebrate those who made the journey. And we, in the Hall of Fame, honour the very many huge contributions that have been made by people across the United States and Irish people around the world who have contributed to all the different aspects of life, whether it's space exploration, to science, education, or politics. At the end of the tour, you're welcome to visit our gift shop or have a meal in a restaurant. We have a wonderful restaurant that's upstairs, a glass restaurant overlooking the ship itself, and it's a very busy attraction in itself. And then you have plenty of time to tour the waterfront in New Ross, walk along the magnificent boardwalk, and stand at the podium from where John Fitzgerald Kennedy spoke in 1963, or even have a photograph with a life-size statue of John F. Kennedy himself. We hope that you'll consider us and the Ireland's Ancient East in New Ross in County Wexford. As I said, it's the heartland of the Ireland's Ancient East. We're approximately 30 minutes from Waterford, Wexford and Kilkenny, the major population centres, and we'd love to be in a position to welcome you and your customers across 2019.
That's brilliant. Thanks so much, Sean, for that. And now I'd like to, again, thanks everybody for listening to myself, Ray and Sean, and hand you back to Danielle to lead out in the questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Gina. This has been such a great, informative session. And I do have to say that thank you, Sean, Ray, and yourself for joining us from Ireland to be part of this presentation. We really thank you. I did get quite a few questions come in, so I'm going to go ahead and start asking those. The first one, Gina, is the Titanic experience, is that open year-round?
It is, as far as I'm aware, but I'm just to be certain, I don't want to send any misleading information to our listeners here this evening. I will 100% follow that up, and I can follow it up with them if you can send me that person's email address as well.
Perfect. And then Virginia, I have a question of, does the Sky team, so like does Delta fly to Dublin? Do you know offhand?
If Delta?
Yes.
Yes, Delta Airlines.
Yes.
And we have, our Ireland map is always, our air map is always getting updated, but we do have it on Ireland.com, we do have an access map, or we can also send one out. It changes so often nowadays that it's every other month we change it.
Right, I get that. Which is a good thing, right? More flights, hopefully,
Yeah,
to Dublin.
yeah, exactly. It's a great complaint to have.
Right. I have a question for Ray. Ray, how long do you recommend to explore all the gardens? Like, what is a good time frame to have for a day in the gardens?
We recommend at least an hour, and because it is, you don't need to walk everywhere, but I would recommend an hour so you get the full enjoyment of it. Now, it can be anything up to 3 hours. You can stay all day if you like, but it would take at least an hour to get a full appreciation of it.
Perfect. And what is the best time of year to go, Ray, for that, to see the gardens in full bloom?
Well, of course, we like to say all times of year is good, but to be quite honest, the best time of year is from March through to May, when you're guaranteed there's just flowers everywhere. That really is the best time. It's a spring garden, essentially.
Great. Thank you. And Sean, I kind of have the same question coming at me. Oh, sorry about that. Sean, how long do you recommend for a visit?
Yeah, again, you need approximately 1 hour. Again, you can spend as much time as you like. Some people like to spend a little bit more than that, an hour and a half. You can get through the attraction in 45 minutes, but really, you need to give yourself an hour. And New Ross is a lovely town to stroll through and just visit the historic town. So we'd like to think people would spend a couple of hours in the area when they would stop off.
Great. And thank you. And Sean, do you also accept groups of 10 or more onto the ship?
We do indeed. Yeah, actually, a lot of our business is tour business. So we can accept groups up to about 45 people. We do like to tend to keep it around 30. But yeah, we do cater for large groups and tour groups, private groups, after-hour groups. So we cater for any requirements that people may have.
Great. Thank you. Gina, I have a question from our travel advisor, Jackie. She's wondering, is driving the best way to explore the Ancient East?
It is, and not only just the Ireland's Ancient East, the kind of the whole island of Ireland. We have great public transport. We have great rail options, regional bus options, and then obviously in Dublin City we have the Dart and the Lewis and the Dublin bus. However, to see the real communities and get up close and personal, as I keep talking about, with the locals in each community, the best way, without a shadow of a doubt, to see Ireland, including Ireland's Ancient East, is a self-drive or chauffeur drive, but definitely a car. To enhance your experience and to get to see as much as you can, definitely a car.
Absolutely. Rebecca, they're wondering, what is the best way to hear about any FAM opportunities to Ireland?
One of the best ways is to sign up for our newsletter, which comes out once a month, and you can go on our website at the very bottom of the page. You just put your email address in and select that you'd like to get our newsletter. Thank you.
Great. Well, that wraps up the questions for today. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us, especially Ray, Sean, Gina, and Virginia, for taking the time to really let us know about their country of Ireland.
That's our pleasure. Thanks to all of you, and especially thanks to everyone for listening to our Irish accents so early in the morning.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.